Let's come to 168 boxer career history, and it's Joe Lynch. And Joe Lynch was born Joseph Joe Aliosis. Yes, so Joseph Joe Aliosis Lynch. Joseph Joe Aliosis Lynch on the 30th of November 1998 at New York in the USA, New York City in New York. And Joe Lynch died on September the 1st, 1965, age 66, at Brooklyn in New York. 1965 was the same year that Muhammad Ali beat Sonny Liston for the second time. The first round with Jersey Joe Walcott, the referee, because he beat him in 1964, also on the 25th of February. And yeah, 25th of February that year. Also 1965, he fought Floyd Patterson and beat him, defending his title for the second time against Floyd Patterson on the 22nd of November that year, which is the date of Kennedy 2 years prior. And September the 1st, 1965, age 66, he was Joe Lynch, died. And September the 1st was the same date that Rocky Marciano died. No, it was the day before, actually, his 46th birthday, because Rocky Marciano was born on the 31st of August 1923, and he died on on the 31st of August 1969, but he was born on September the 1st, so he missed out on that birthday, 46th birthday by one day. September the 1st, 1923, same year Jack Dempsey fought Tommy Gibbons. That 31st of August date in 1984, same year as the Los Angeles Olympics, Summer Olympics, and the only Sarajevo Bosnia Olympics was when Pinklon Thomas fought Tim Witherspoon. I digress massively. And Joe Lynch had 158 matches on this record, 99 wins and 37 inside the distance, 36 losses, 21 draws, 2 no contests on this record. And Joe Lynch was bantamweight champion. And Joe Lynch, I'll start from the beginning of his career. And Joe Lynch had a load of wins, 7 wins, then a no decision against Bobby Hubon, and then a win, and then he loses to Mickey Dunn, carries on winning, beating Mont Attell, one of the Attell brothers. I think that is Abatel, was one of the greatest featherweights ever. And then 16th match, he beats Jackie Sharkey. Nothing to do with the Jack Sharkey, the heavyweight, the Boston Gob, the heavyweight, who lost to Max Schmeling. Max Schmeling being the only person to win the heavyweight title in a low blow. That was unfortunate for him. So he's a good boxer. And 17th match, no decision against Larry Spider Murtha. 18th match, a draw against Johnny Ertel, and he carries on his winning ways. Then he loses to Johnny Salzberg. 24th match, a draw. 25th match against Barney Adair. Frankie Burns he gets a loss against Frankie Burns. 26th match, beats One Punch Hogan. Beats Jackie Sharkey again, not the heavyweight obviously. And 30th match, he beats Kid Williams. He gets a draw against Kid Williams. And he loses to Dutch Brandt. 31st match, loses his 32nd match to Terry Martin, loses to Frankie Burns, 33rd match, and he loses to Pete Herman, a man who used to like to do shoe shining to the body The body shots, was it Kid Herman or Pete Herman? I think it was Pete Herman. Same, yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard to do the shoe shining, body shots, and I digress. He wins and he gets a 36th match draw against Frankie Daly. And 38th match, he loses to Frank Daly, loses to Joey Leonard, 39 match, loses to Mickey Dunn, 40th match, gets a draw against Memphis Palmore, match 41, then he beats him and loses to him in his 47th match. Beats Kid Williams, then he loses to Benny Valga in his 49th match. 51st match, he gets a draw against Eddie Wimler, wins 2, then he loses to Frankie Burns. No, he draw against Frankie Burns. Match 44, match 55, Jack Kid Wolf, he gets a draw, carries on his winning ways, then he loses to Jimmy Wild, the Ghost with a Hammer. Yeah, one of the biggest bangers of all time. 60th match, he loses to Jimmy Wild, gets a draw against Charlie Beecher. 63rd match, gets a draw against William Henry Vincent. 65th match, beats Pete Herman. And 68th match, he gets a draw against Frankie Mason. I think he fought Len Harvey, I'm sure, but I digress. 69th match, he gets a draw against Joe Berman, beats Joe Berman though, beats Jack Kid Wolf, then he loses to Pete Herman, beats Jack Kid Herman, then he loses in his 75th match against Joe Fox, loses to Jack Kid Fox. 78th match, match 79, he loses to Hughie Hutchinson, and he starts his winning ways. Then he beats Memphis Palmore. 85th match, Charles Ledoux, he beats his match 88, draw against Jackie Sharkey. 90th match, 3 draws on a trot, match 91, William Henry Vincent, draw, then Memphis Palmore again. Abe Goldstein, the referee later on, he beats 93rd match, beats Jackie Sharkey. Pete Herman again, draw against William Henry Vincent, then he beats him, then he beats Joe Berman along the way. Match 102, he loses to Young Montreal. Match 103, he loses to Memphis Palmore, then he loses to Joe Berman. 105th match, loses to Pete Herman. 106th match, 107 match, he loses to Phil O'Dowd and gets a draw. 108th match against Midget Smith, starts his winning ways. Then Terry Martin, gets beat by Terry Martin. 116th match, beats Midget Smith along the way and Johnny Buff. And Memphis Palmore again, loses to Jack Kid Wolf again. Beats Frank Daly along the way, loses to Jimmy Mendo, match 129, loses Joe Berman, match 130, and he loses to Young Montreal. 133 match, draw against Bobby Woolgast. 134 match, loses to Harold Smith. 137 match, and loses to Memphis Palmore. 140 match, gets a couple of wins, then he loses to Eddie McKenna, match 144, loses to Abe Goldstein, match 147, loses to Johnny Shepard, match 148, loses to Pete Sarmiento, match 149, and he loses to Len Brenner, match 150, gets a draw against Larry Goldberg, match 151, loses to Willie Cunningham, match 152, draw match 153 against Jackie Sharkey, draw against Memphis Palmore, match 154, loses to Memphis Palmore, match 155, and he wins his last 3 on this record. And at the midget Wargast was born Joseph Joe Aloysius Lynch on November the 30th, 1998 at New York, and midget Wargast died on September the 1st, 1965, age 66 at Brooklyn in New York. And midget Wargast on this record had 158 matches, 99 wins, 37 inside the distance, 36 losses, 21 draws and 2 no contests. Bang.